A great tradition now of grand final days to have a club legend from each side come out with the Premiership Cup. So I'd like you to please acknowledge and welcome onto the ground South Launceston, Jade Elmer, and also from Longford, Scott Brasendale, as they bring out the Premiership Cup. Thanks, Jade, and thank you to Scott as well. Going to invite Jade Elman to come forward now to toss the coin as well. And we'll do the coin toss first, Jade, and Longford captain to come out, please. Longford call. Right, so South Launceston won the toss. They'll kick to the city end in the first quarter. And now I'd invite you, if you are able, please to be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem. Very much, everyone, and good luck to our umpires in both teams.
There are the official opening ceremony duties done by Rick Fontaine out on the ground. This is the reserves Ntfa Premier Division Grand Final between Longford, the Tigers, up against the Bulldogs, South Launceston. A beautiful day here at UTAS Stadium. And as I welcome Rob Soward, and Rob, this should be a cracker of a game.
Absolutely, and welcome to our listeners and viewers. I said in the earlier remarks, Michael, the sequels usually aren't as good as the originals, but with this one, I think we've had the sequel about 4 years in a row. So the Bulldogs will certainly be looking to turn the tables on the last two times.
Well, they beat Bridgenorth in the second semi, did South Launceston. They got home by 12, had the rest, and then Longford had to come through and win the prelim final against Bridgenorth. They did that, and just noticed as they were lining up there, they brought a bit of Longford mud with them on their boots. There's not too many of them out there that have got the nugget, and as I used to do when I was a young tack, used to get the nugget out and shine the boots up. Never used to get a kick, but anyway, that's another thing. But look, just brilliant there. You can see some of the boots by the blokes. It's maybe the boots are brown. But, yeah, Longford are going to be in this for a long way. But South Launceston, they're well represented today. Rob, as we said, the under-18s, and just going through those previous results, their under-18s, 9-8-62, withheld a big fast finish from Bridgenorth, 8-6-54 to win by 8 points. And then Bridgenorth got a win in the senior women. They've been knocking on the door, but 3-8-26 over Old Launcestonians, 4 behind. So well done to Bridgenorth. So they are the two results if you haven't caught them. Rob, this game, I guess, is going to be one out of the middle of the ground. Footy matches normally one. If your midfield gets on top, you can get the ascendancy. Absolutely, and I think too in a reserves game, as we've seen previously, Michael, when we've done these types of fixtures, the fitter sides that control the middle tend to be the sides that end up collecting the trophy at the end of the day. So the ruckman will do battle. Caleb Nason, he'll be up against Sam Graham. As we just wait for everything to settle. The umpires getting in place. Just rolling for time here. Almost ready to go in the grand final in 2024. And here we go. Big dramatic start. Graham might just get this down. Got a secondary go at it and just booted it forward. Might be inside 50, it might be. Getting on the end of it here. This could be the first score of the game. And curling it back for a goal is Daniel Bennett. Wow, what a start. We're up to 15 seconds. That's on record pace.
Well, that's just the dream start you'd want, wouldn't you? And you heard the roar from the Longford Tigers supporters down there. Michael, you, as you always do, mate, you nail it. You talked about controlling the middle. They win the ball out of the centre of the ground, a quick takeaway, and Bennett puts them on the board for the first score inside 15 seconds. So dream start for the Longford Tigers, 1 goal straight, 6. South Launceston yet to score. Less than a minute played.
Yes, we haven't even ticked into a minute. We're back in the centre for the next ball up. Who can get this centre clearance? Might be just one of those days. Little handball squeezed out here to Harris, Josh Harris. A kick to the wing, and in position A is Rowlands. So Rowlands takes the mark for South. A real punchy kick inside 50 only, shallow though. Bit of work to be done by Longford here to clear the decks. Close to the line, they'll probably want the boundary, and it's escorted over by Rowlands, and another ball in. That breeze, Rob, what do you make of it in the previous game in the women's? Probably favouring a bit to left of screen today.
Yes, certainly the Ntfa Park end, particularly as that game went on, became the scoring end. It's not surprising with Longford's effort so far. That would mean that we're right.
And South winning the toss and kicking against that breeze too, which is unusual. I remember Trent Cotchin doing something like that for Richmond in one particular match.
So do I.
In Adelaide. Was your mighty Tigers?
Yeah, it didn't work out well for him, did it?
No, it didn't. And what did work out well was a brilliant mark. And Longford, they kicked a goal. They're doing a little bit of defending right now, and that mark was taken by Digby Bellchambers, who did it beautifully. So just this slow build-up from Daniel Berry here of the Tigers down the line, but gee, a lot of Bulldogs in there. Nason couldn't take the mark, the big man, and the number 54, and he's disappointed with himself there. Just slaps his hands, and he knew he should have taken that.
Yeah, today you've got to get him to stick, isn't it? I mean, the biggest day of the year, you've got to get him to stick to the hands.
Graham and Nason. Nason got the better of that. And then Will Harper, his kick was smothered. And ball will generally here at UTAS on a windy day, no matter where the wind is blowing, it tends to find its way to the outer side, doesn't it? And today is no different. Big game coming up in the main event after this. The two colours will be on show again. And then Longford and the Bulldogs. A little kick out again there was from Will Harper. Goes inside 50. Who just jars loose. Jake Elmer there. Oh, just a little half-distance kick off the ground. That was Josh Harris. Couldn't quite get there. So Longford really on the back foot here, defending after they got the first goal. A little chipping ball is by Elmer. No mark. Here's an opportunity. Kick just pierced in low. And the mark has been taken there by Luke Pearton. Goes to the outer side. And being held on to was Kennewell, wearing the number 3 and got the headgear on today. He's booted a few goals this year, Ty Kennewell, 35 of them coming into this game. So on the outer side, Mitch Hodgetts. The undecided where he goes next. So just to load up a long kick. Getting goal side here is Ben Chugg. Chugg just throws it on the boot and, oh, gee, that was close. Needed a little off spinner from Nathan Lyon there, and didn't quite get it. And a behind, they're 1-1-7 to South Launceston yet to score.
The thing with the reserves, Michael, as we know, is that great blend of experience and youth. And Chug, a revered player at the Longford Football Club, certainly someone they'll be relying on very strongly today, and played a great game in the corresponding game last year.
You've seen a few of these over the last few years, Rob, and these reserves games, I tell you what, they've offered plenty, haven't they?
Yeah, they certainly have, and I mean, it'd be fair to say in both these sides there'd be players out here now who could be playing senior football for some of the other Ntfa sides. I've got no doubt in saying that. Both very deep, as you've said, both clubs represented in both grand finals.
There's an opportunity for Sam Gray, and just hurried the kick a little bit under pressure and just kicked it out of bounds on the full, and Daniel Sawford will be the man to get the free for the Bulldogs. Blustery sort of day, but fine, and that's important. So Sawford's kick is okay. He finds Harper. Goes into the middle, bites off a really risky kick, and it might not come off for them. Just spinning around was Bennett, who got the first goal, but his kick was mown down, and he goes back in after it again. He's had about 4 possessions in that play, Bennett, and didn't really make any ground at all. Kick squeezed out there by Williams. That defence working overtime for Longford, but getting back is Harper again. He's had a good start to this game. Chipped it to Nason. Nason has a man out wide, and that's Sawford. They got a little bit of overlap here. Oh, the mark spilt there. Should have taken. He might win a free kick though, or as you know, he's been pinged for holding the footy, and that's against Jake Elmer. He's none too pleased about it either. Well, he fumbled and then was paid the ultimate price.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was great pressure there from Kennewell. I mean, that's what it's going to be about today for Longford. You talked about the tough game they had last week in double overtime against the Parrots, whereas the Bulldogs had the week off. So we'll see. People would talk about either being the advantage. We'll see what the game delivers.
Never rolled a man bun, Rob?
No, I have to say I haven't. I reckon Sam Graham's had plenty of practice with that one. He's got it looking the treat.
He certainly has. So the Tigers, that's a pretty convincing tackle. The big man Nason, I tell you, when that big fella grabs you, you're going to get squashed. And Ben Murphy just felt the full effect of it. Nason gets a real over-the-top kick, just a terrible-looking sack of spuds, really. All close to the line, and will be thrown back in. Lachlan Rowlands, who had a couple of touches early.
I reckon I could grow my hair for like 4 years and I still wouldn't have enough for a man bun at the moment, Michael. Maybe back in the day perhaps, but certainly not in recent times.
I don't think you're thinking outside the square enough, Rob. I think you should go for a little bit of hair extension work. Here's an opportunity for South, and wheeling onto the left was Sam Shaw. And then getting out was Elmer. But this Longford defence is working extremely well. They go to the outer side. That was really well done by Nimmo. Now it's Ben Chug. His kick just got over the back in the end, and he's coming through, and with a defensive tap was Connor Smith for the Bulldogs. And that breeze is probably 2 or 3 goals maybe.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it, and as you said earlier, the stadiums make the breeze swirl a little bit, but it's certainly favouring that Invermay Park end of the ground.
Nason knocks it down. Tried to get it right to his feet, but they've got to get it out of there to South. So long kick back into the centre. Jake Murphy was there in the helmet. Coming through and doing it beautifully was Charlie Dyer, the skipper, the vice captain, I should say. They go in.
Oh dear.
With Hibbs. Oh, here they go. They'll get a goal here. He takes a bounce. This is Elmer, and he'll kick a goal. Oh, and he gives it the old to the Longford cheer squad and says, hey, listen, I've been channeling Jack Ginnivan, and I've got a few celebrations up my sleeve. And Elmer gets the first for South Launceston. They're 1 straight 6 and Longford 117.
The Tigers would be really disappointed with that, Michael. I mean, they blew the defensive cover here in the back, and we'll probably see that on the replay. They were wide open, South, so once that ball came back the other way, it was just a foot race, and Elmer certainly punched it into the crowd, and he's given them the thanks, yep, no worries, have a talk on the phone, and he certainly let his boot do the talking on that occasion. So first goal to South Launceston as we've just ticked over 10 minutes in this first term.
It's a good goal too, because against a little bit of the run of play.
Yeah.
Some circumstances. Nason and Graham got it back, so inside 50 go Longford through Lavelle. Little handball squeezed out there to Dyer. Dyer goes to the wing. Well, that was beautifully done in the end there by William Fox. And now they're going to go forward again. Little handball over the top, caught with the footy. How did he get rid of it? Umpire said that was legal. Over the top. Here we go again to Dyer. He's been in about the last 4 or 5 contests. Dyer jumped on the footy. It squeezes out the back. Handball comes out. Trying to push off there and gets pinged to Sam Shaw. And the Tigers will get the free kick. It's a pretty physical start, Rob.
Yeah, and you'd expect it to. I think that's the go of this Longford Tigers side. We'll see if they can maintain that pressure for the full 4 quarters on this big ground.
Could have been a trip there. Nothing doing. South are in attack here. Little handball comes out. Elmer, who got there first. And that didn't look like a handball from Will Harper, but they'll come away through Ben Chugg, will the Tigers. That ball over the back. Mitch Hodgetts was there. Comes back again. Handball over the top. Longford moving forward. Oh, that was a wonderful tackle. He stuck that. That was brilliantly done. Who was that? That was Ben Hayward.
He was terrific in this corresponding game last year. You know, he's a guy that's played a lot of senior footy.
That was a terrific tackle. A kick out wide. Handball over the top. He got a call, did Connor Smith. Now Longford go inside 50 again, but the kick is not his best. Out they come. Opportunity for Tom Gatenby, just on the bounce. Just gave to a teammate who was ridden into the ground. That'll be a push. So a free kick will go to the Tigers, well within scoring range. And he's passed it off. The kick is long and might just be over the back. It is a behind.
It's one of those coaching moments, isn't it, where, you know, the South Launceston player effected a fantastic tackle, but used his body weight to propel the player forward. Always going to be a push in the back.
Toby Lucas. It's a good kick and finds his man in Charlie Dyer. Goes into the centre. Will Bennett. I think 49 goals this year, Bennett. Long way from goal. Kicks long. It's all Longford back here. And mark taken by Sam Gray. Sam Gray used to play for Port Adelaide. Very good little goal sneak he was. I don't want to talk about Port Adelaide today.
No, we won't be mentioning Port.
No. Gray's going to get it back again, but he can't get the run of the footy. Got tackled. And the umpire says, give it to me. Entertaining start. Just a couple of points in it at the moment in favour of Longford.
It's the critical thing, isn't it, in grand finals? The side that settles first is usually the one that starts to try and dictate things. And I wouldn't say there's a clear side dominating at the moment, Michael.
No, it's just been pinging around a fair bit. Oh, might have been a free kick there to Charlie Bull. Kick out by Sam Shaw is okay. And a little check side roller is a goal, and that's Will Bennett. I mentioned him a moment ago. He kicked plenty of goals this year, and he gets one in the grand final. And South get their second. They're 2 straight 12 to Longford 1-2-8. Nice little bit of work from Bennett, just showing his forward craft there.
Yeah, they've got some really, really clever forwards, this South Launceston side. I mean, they've been the side to beat all year. I think they only dropped one game, and I think it was to Longford. Just they've got a number of avenues to goals, and as we saw on that occasion, Bennett just clever, got to the right spot and dribbled that one through. I know Jason Dunstall wouldn't have liked that, but it was always going to be a goal.
A great man. Nason. It's a hard ball to be won here. Gray just stood in front of them all. Just jamming on the boot was Rowlands. We'll take it. Handball out comes from Bell Chambers. Oh, that was a scoop, was it? A little throw. Yep. It'll be a free kick to Callum Akers. Look at the old afro going on there. Talking about growing hair.
I was going to say, you'd have no trouble with a man bun. I wouldn't mind seeing him for a lend of some of that.
You could have a man rope. That's bit of Guy Sebastian stuff from years ago. Long kick, little nudge.
Yep.
And the free kick has got to come back to Ben Haywood. The nudge given out by Daniel Berry. Stands the mark and gives the crowd the bird. I just noticed off the side, and there's
one pie, I think, was the call towards the South Launceston fans.
Yeah, one for the club. And so Bennett, who kicked the last goal. Akers has got to get involved here for Longford, but can't get into position A, and it's a boundary throw in. 2 goals straight, 12 to 128. Goals from Elmer and Bennett for South, and a single to another Bennett from Longford.
As you said, Michael, it's just been pinging around. It's opportunistic from South to in those goals to Elmer and Bennett. So neither side, you wouldn't say, dominating play at the moment.
A bit of a short boundary throw in, but we're very thankful for the umpires and what they do in our game. They don't always get it right, but they're not out there to try and make mistakes. Here's a free kick, and it's going to Charlie Dyer, the vice skipper. Gets a bit of elevation on the kick. They run at it. Akers did beautifully to get in front. Just snuffed that out. Rowlands just threw it on the boot. Oh, almost a mark to Bennett. And then spinning it round the body and snapping for goal and missing was that my man Shaw? He got it on his boot.
That was Fox on that occasion,
Fox,
I think. Yeah, with another dangerous option up there.
Yep. So, little kick. Had to be fixed up by Jake Murphy. They just chip their way out of trouble, do the Tigers. So this is Charlie Bull. Now to Murphy again. It's at half back. He's got that headgear on. That's a good kick. Nice kick. And finds Madden. Madden goes out wide, so they've got a bit of overlap here. Down the line. It doesn't work out. South have the numbers back here. The handball wasn't overly flash there from Sam Main. And a ball in.
Yeah, they looked good in that build-up, Longford, didn't they? They moved the ball well and took their time, found that, generated that overlap, but that last kick was the one that didn't hit the target it needed to hit, and Main got it out of there. So Graham and Nason. Graham, 2 or 3 touches on that, couldn't get it clear. All kicked in danger then, I have to say. Free kick coming back to Rowlands. At half-back, right on that defensive 50, as you can see. Rowlands goes out wide. Oh, that's a lovely mark. Away they go. That was taken beautifully by Josh Harris. Kicks inside 50. Here's Bennett again. He might just get another one. He just keeps it low and misses. Ooh.
Oh, he's not saying anything to the crowd now. He doesn't want to have a bar of them. Or was that was Elmer, was it?
Yeah, I think Elmer.
That was Elmer.
The intent was there.
That was Will Bennett, 33. Yes. Much to be said there. So, squeezing a little kick out to Gray. It was well done by Aaron Dakin. He's got it again. Just kept it low. It's okay. Luke Pearton Well, that must be a free kick. No, nothing doing, but Longford might just get it here. Spinning, turning was Bennett, who kicked the first goal for them. Now it goes back to Berry. Berry's kick inside 50. Oh, they could have raffled it there. It flicks over the back. South have got some work to do here. This might be an opportunity. Kick was touched off the boot. I'm pretty sure it was touched. And I think that kick came from Sam Choke.
Yeah.
And a behind. So we get close to the 20-minute mark of this first term. It'll be thrown in right in front of the big scoreboard on the outer side. A lot of work going to be done to this ground, Rob, as if it's not good enough already. As any work will make it unbelievable.
Yeah, it's always well regarded, isn't it?
It certainly is. Long kick up forward. No one can take the mark. Sam Chug was there. Couldn't get the run of it. Bennett just flicked it out the back. A little left foot poker. Might be okay. No, thumped away. This could be Chug again. He slammed it on the boot and popped it through. Sam Chug gets his first. And Longford have a couple now. 2-3-15. They hit the lead. South Launceston 2-2-14.
Yeah, that's just another classic example of one of those older, smarter players. Sam and Ben Chug, as I said, played a stack of games for Longford and, bring a wealth of experience. And I remember in the corresponding game last year and the year before, both of them were just terrific. And that's a classic case there of just using your brain, getting in the right spot and finishing perfectly. And as you said, that's given the Tigers the lead in the latter stages of this first term.
So a point the difference. He's got a good feel about it this game. I think it's going to be close. Jacob Madden goes forward, no mark. Could have been a free kick to Bennett. We played for it too. And he got it. The man that was taking the jumper was Daniel Sawford.
I think he's probably got a nomination in next year's Best New Talent, but it was there. It was there.
Well, he made absolutely sure that the umpire saw that. So, Bennett, Daniel Bennett, kicked the first goal. He's got a good piece of it, but it swings late. And there is the siren for quarter time. And at quarter time, it is Longford 2-4-16 leads South Launceston 2-2-14. Goals for the Tigers. Daniel Bennett has a single and Sam Chug. And for South Launceston, it is Jake Elmer and Will Bennett. So, Rob, that first quarter, pretty even, as the scoreline suggests, and I think that's pretty fair. Any of these two sides could have been in front at quarter time, but it just lands with Longford. Yeah,
absolutely. The thing that would probably be ringing some bells, Michael, for the Longford players is when South get out, they get out quick and they have options going forward. So the Longford defence have got to adjust with their positioning on that. We saw a couple of occasions in those two goals. It was quick ball movement, using the pace and running onto it and scoring. Whereas I think the South coach might be a little disappointed that they perhaps, didn't do a little better. If you were saying to me, who had the better of the quarter, I'd probably say South. But there certainly wasn't much you could throw a blanket over them. But it set the scene for a terrific second quarter.
Comments from Rob Soward. It's quarter time at UTAS Stadium in the Ntfa Premier Division Reserves Grand Final. It is Longford 2-4-16 leading South Launceston 2-2-14.
Harcourts, more than just real estate professionals.
It's a state of mind. dreaming big, unearthing possibilities, identifying potential. We Tasmanians thrive on this. It's what makes us different. It's what drives us to succeed. Together, we can embrace the future. MCMF and us. A state of opportunity.
Imagine the possibility of selling beyond expectations. We're here to make that a reality. Harcourts, we make it possible.
Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. Michael Maney and Rob Soward with you. It's the 2024 Ntfa Premier Division Reserves Grand Final, and it is Longford by a couple of points, 2-4-16, South 2-2-14. Goal scorers for Longford, Daniel Bennett has a single along with Sam Chugg, and for South Launceston it is Elmer and Bennett, Will Bennett and Jake Elmer. Rob Soward, good first quarter as you wrapped it up at the end of it. And I suppose it's how South Launceston can use a bit of a breeze that's going to left of screen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the breeze will get stronger as the day goes on. I mean, that's usually what happens when you look at the location of where we are in proximity to the river. The settling's done. We've had a quarter of it under their belt. Those nerves should be tucked away, and it's whichever side now adjusts and makes the adjustments. I talked about what I think Longford have got to do. So we'll see if South can use that breeze, as you've said, Michael, and capitalise on it.
Yes, pretty tight tussle. That late goal by Sam Chugg that got the Tigers in front. But it's been a pretty willing affair. Nothing untoward so far. Bit of crowd action with Will Bennett after his goal, but let's get it moving. Second quarter, Sam Graham knocked it down. Quick kick out of there. It was nicely done. But Sam Gray, it's the kick to the wing, and that's a good mark. So inside 50, that mark taken by Luke Pearton. Gray, that's Graham, I should say. A little quick kick. This might work, and it does. And it's been taken by Daniel Berry. He's got a kick from right on 50. I'm not sure he's going to get the distance, but he's going to kick it to a very troubling spot if you're South Launceston. A little quick kick out of there, Bennett. Oh, that's a will-o'-the-wisp type scenario there. A little bit of KB in that, Rob Soward. He loved kicking goal and celebrating too. And Bennett gets his second goal.
He certainly wasn't going to handball that one, Michael. There's absolutely no way. But he's been really dangerous for Longford so far. He's just a smart player, isn't he? And Johnny on the spot there, absolutely right spot, as you called beautifully, Michael, and read it well and punished the South Launceston defenders. So they've got off to a good start, the Tigers, in their second term.
They have. What is it about the first 15 to 50 seconds in the start of quarters, because we've seen goals kicked very, very smartly. Sam Graham has tapped it to himself. Bennett will win a free kick here. He's the master of that, and then gives his opponent a bit of a shove. I think that's Nick Kruger. So Bennett, who kicked the last goal, he's booted a couple now. Runs off the line, gets around Will Bennett, and goes long. Oh, almost a mark. No, nothing doing. South having to defend grandly here. That kick just off the instep, and that wasn't a real smart one from Connor Smith. And now it's Luke Pearton who's got it. And I tell you what, if you can kick a goal from there, Luke, we will stand and applaud, because this is a tough kick.
I used to coach Luke, and as you can see, I didn't teach him how to kick goals.
Oh, a little smother there. And a ball up. It was a good kick. Kicked it right to the cherry spot. Couldn't, no one could take a mark. Up we go. Sam Chugg in there. Ball's close to the line. Now it comes out through Sawford. And a free kick against Bennett this time. And it'll go to Josh Harris. Josh Harris kicks to the wing. He's hoping his man can run onto this, and he does. And that's Will Bennett. Or is that Elmer? I'm getting them confused today. Elmer did nicely. Ball flicks over the back. Here's an opportunity for South. That kick's not going to carry the distance. And the mark taken back there by Dakin. Goes in short. So Longford have got some work to do here. Ben Chugg. Chuggs and Bennetts. And
good Longford names, aren't they?
Yeah. And the mark taken on the outer side, but slow on the whistle, the umpire. Hodgetts just sits under it. Did nicely. He'll kick inside 50. Oh, that's a good kick too. And he spotted his man in Oliver Chugg. So Oliver Chugg, left footer, kicks it to the hot spot. Elmer did nicely. Got back. Took the relieving mark and the wobbly old kick. And, gee, that's well done. Just standing his ground there was Josh Harris. Gets going and gets it to the middle of the ground. Mark taken by Whitcomb, who was involved just a few moments ago. Here's a real race for it. Bailey Lowe can't reel it in. And a ball in right on the outer side there. We're a long way away from us there. But Ben Donaldson, with his zoom expertise on the camera, getting us close to the action.
Best of the business. He was here last weekend, didn't go home all week. I think he slept here at UTAS Stadium, Michael, and he does a wonderful job, doesn't he?
Yes, he certainly does. And he's eye on the lens for a long time. And he's going to back it up 2 weeks in a row, back to back for Benny D. It was a great job, as you said. All on the outer side. Longford. 2 goals to Daniel Bennett, a goal to Sam Chugg, and then goals to Elmer and Bennett for South Lonnie. Nason knocks it down. Murphy here. Just found a way somehow. Daniel Bennett again. Tackles Rowlands and gets him to the line.
We can't do what we do today, Michael, without the support of sponsors like Armstrong's Insurance Brokers, Jeremy Wilkinson Harcourts, LRF, J Bogue, Cleanaway, and MCMF Murdoch Clark Mortgage Fund. Thank you for your support of Ntfa football and Ntfa finals football.
Definitely. Here's a chance for South. Kick's going to go out, almost out of bounds on the full, but it is a behind.
Another Longford name, Dakin. There's a couple of them running around the seniors today. I think this gentleman's Lyndon's son. He was a fantastic player and coach of the Longford Tigers.
Yeah. Sam Graham takes the mark and dishes off to Ben Murphy. He kicks to the wing. Ball just flicks over the back. Ends up with the big man in Catterall. A little right foot, and that is a lovely kick. And that was done by Sam Shaw and gets it to his teammate, and he takes the mark, and that's Alex Lyons, and he'll have a shot from about 40 metres out, slight angle. Just the ability on his non-preferred. He's a left footer, I think, Shaw, and he just picked out Lyons and hit him lace out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pass.
Here's Alex Lyons. lines them up. And he sprayed it across to the left too. So another behind. So South Launceston doing it in minors at the moment. 2-4-16 to 3-4-22. So a goal in it. Long kick. Oh, that's a premature evaluation there from Daniel Berry. You give away the free kick.
He almost came down with snow on him.
Homan goes to a big pack of players. Lyons roved it. Couldn't quite get there to complete the rove. Little handball comes out. Nicely done. Left foot kick. That was by William Fox. Handball over the top. So Longford have got to get something going here. Little handball away is out of bounds. So it's tough to reef it out of that side of the ground. Your checking side of the ground is this side always, and then work your way back in from there. But it can get caught over there. We've seen that so many times here at UTAS, and also when there's been AFL footy played here, sometimes it's tough to get it away. Shallow ball in by the boundary umpire. Shaw got a call on the outside from Bailey Lowe, and the handball none too good. Hibbs, and then he got it to a teammate who was crunched. That was that man again in Shaw. Ben Chugg just threw it nonchalantly onto the boot. Oh, that's brilliant play to knock it back. And he'll get it back here, will Josh Harris, and I think he's caught. So the Tigers, the tackling from both teams has been pretty good today. They're sticking most of them.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they can maintain that tackle pressure for the full 4 quarters. Longford's come off a heck of a game last week.
Yep.
Physically tiring, and the big ground, as I said, takes its toll.
Tom Dwyer gets it from Berry. And he just pulled the kick, and that's all right. A little bit of kick to kick from Berry and Dwyer. So Berry from outside 50 got a lead into the pocket. The kick was terrific. The mark almost completed by Chugg. That's Oliver Chugg. There's a lot of chug-a-lugs out there. Hodgetts almost got through. Whitcomb. And the mark has been taken. And a free kick to Fox in any case, I would imagine, against Graham. So Fox. Well, the kick's going to float out of bounds on the full. And so that pressure is starting to mount. We're starting to see a few kicks missing targets, and that can affect what you're trying to produce. Murphy, his kick might fly over the back to Daniel Bennett, but a free kick is going here to Mitch Hodgetts. So Hodgetts. Another kick right out in front of Berry, and that is a wonderful kick by Hodgetts. Well, he saw Berry on the lead, and he just kicked it out into space and said, run onto this.
Yeah, he did. Berry was the only person that could get that football. So it's a really, really clever kick there from Mitch Hodgetts, and he's a player, played with the Western Storm back in the day, so certainly a player with some credentials, state junior representative. So he set Berry up beautifully.
Western Storm quite go the journey, did they? But it was good to see another club being produced. That kick holding up in the breeze. And looks like Chugg, that's Ben Chugg's taken it out of play.
It's probably bad timing too. Have a look at the windsock over there. It's doing a big number there now. So that wind is really a factor in that kick, wasn't it?
And the goalposts.
Yeah.
They've got a bit of a wobble up too. So that breeze, as you said, Rob, quite correctly, is it's getting stronger. Sam Graham, oh, that's beautifully done down to Chugg. That's Ollie Chugg. And Berry can't quite get there. Wants to feed the handball out. Out of there by Whitcomb. Well, running onto it beautifully is Will Harper, and Harper goes with a kick, and Elmer, he's on his bike, he might just get this. Lyons gets the handball over the top, Elmer's on the end of it. Oh, he missed it, he muffed it, and he's disappointed with himself. He didn't gather it in the hands. He thought he was under more pressure, and he tried to hack it off the ground, and what an opportunity blown by the Bullies.
Yeah, no, he could see what he was trying to do, but ball to hand, make sure of it.
Yes, 5 points the margin now. Longford, they'll want it out there because, that's nicely done by Lowe. None of it was legal. Here's Shaw. Those left footers get you every time. Swung, and then the kick was ill-directed, and Dakin.
Reads the ball so well, Dakin, back there.
Yeah, it's got good pedigree. Yeah, Ollie Chug. It's a nice little one over the top. So here they go, about to get caught. And Hodgetts again. Geez, proving a real handful, Hodgetts. Now here goes Hodgetts now. Can he score from here? He got a good piece of it. It's working back. It fades away. And it's a behind. It's a tough gig kicking to that City end today.
Yeah. They haven't taken their chances, I wouldn't think. I think it'd be fair to say, Michael, that Longford have probably had the better of the quarter, but certainly haven't put it on the scoreboard, have they?
Well, they could. Longford might just get one. Here's Murphy. Little kick just thrown off it. In goes Chug, Ollie Chug. Ooh. Big tackle. And he's pinged. And it's nicely done by William Elliott. He's solid.
I reckon his nickname would be Billy, wouldn't it?
I'd say so. If he wore number 5 and he played up forward, that'd do it well. Here's Harper. That kick, not the best. Good tackle. Oh, that's a throw. Surely. Handball comes out. It was Pearton. And out wide to Gray.
It was a one-handed handball, that one, wasn't it? It was sort of like a bit of a serve, bit of a volleyball serve.
I'm not sure that's in Bruce Andrew book of how to play Australian rules footy. That was back a few years ago.
No, I didn't see it there.
Caught Charlie Dyer. Nice little chipping ball. So this Longford defence, just ran into a brick wall. Now away to Hovington, who's dispensed of after he's kicked it. And the free kick will go to Berry. Daniel Berry. Gee, real arm wrestle in the second term. Just the one goal scored at just under the 1 minute mark by Daniel Bennett of Longford. Ball thumped away by Hibbs. Akers. They just work it through the hands to Rowlands. Rowlands' kick is a really good one. It's terrific and finds Will Bennett, who goes high but ill-directed, and Dakin just gets back in the hole. Just breaking down there. That Longford defence is terrific. They're just breaking down.
They've made those changes. We talked about it at quarter time, what they needed to do, and they've certainly tightened up in that regard.
Tom Gatenby, that's a poor kick. Turned it over to Will Harper, who kicks long. And Dakin again. She saved the day there a few times, Dakin. Just so reliable back there. A little chip pass is okay.
Rain through our effects, Mike.
Yeah, a bit of rain. I wouldn't have thought that would happen. That might be a free kick for time wasting against Daniel Bennett. Just kicked it into the bleachers. Well, I didn't think it was going to rain today, Rob. I would almost have been 100% sure of that.
Yeah, I was with you. Come back to, while we're waiting for the footy to come back, Will Harper, he's going to be a really, really important player for South today. Again, state, Tasmanian representative, played in the Devils or the Mariners, I think, as they were known then, and played a lot of senior footy. So he's a quality player.
Yep, he's been getting his hands on it, almost the mark to Lions. A bit of ping pong. Coming out of there was Ben Murphy. He's been okay for them. Quick kick comes out. Hodgetts just steps his way through a couple and then off the outside of the boot. That's just a terrific kick. And then his teammate was just slammed as Hovington. He's copped a couple of blows, Hovington. And now there's a free kick coming back to the Tigers. Or is it coming back? No, it's going to South Launceston through Lucas. Kicks out wide, low. Ray for Longford. Got in the middle of both of them, then threw himself on the ball, and the umpire made a quick call to ball it up.
It was a really bad mistake there. I mean, with that free kick, he's kicked it to a 2-on-1. Yep. He's not hit either of them, and Gray's, won the half that, so that's a great result for the Tigers.
Akers knocks it down low around the body. It's pretty high. And it might have just floated out of play on the full. No, just made touch. It's Pearton collects the footy.
Real classic spring weather, isn't it, with that rain and the sunshine?
Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't hang around too long.
Well, they said 0 to 1 mil today, so this might be the 1 mil. It's very dark as you can look back towards out over the St Leonard's area.
Here's Gray, dispensed with, not much of him. It's been a tight tussle, just the one goal scored in this term. It was 2-2 to 2-4 at quarter time, so not much happening on the scoreboard. Here's Gray again. He's shinned it out of there to Hodgetts. Hodgetts, who's just pushed it out nice and wide. A bit of a chase on. Good tackle. He might be caught. The umpire's going to get the free kick against Sam Main. And inside 50 go Longford. The ball just might flick over the back. It does. Oh, and he's missed it from 3 metres out. That is a terrible blunder by Tom Gatenby, who's been really good for them. How do you miss them from there, Rob?
No, and they're the things that come back to haunt you, don't they? In such close games.
Homan.
Did he kick it into the post?
He kicked it into the post.
Yeah.
He did. And against that breeze that's gathering momentum, here he goes again, trying to make amends. Kicks long. No mark taken. Chug just throwing it on the boot and kicking it out of bounds on the full was the man wearing the helmet in.
Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Here we go. Beautiful. I mean, he's got a mile to aim for, and he's picked out the hard target.
Well, what he's got to do is drill the goal umpire there, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Knock his hat off.
Yeah. It's now Main. Got a nice bit of purchase on that. Flicks over the back. Quick kick high. Might be a free kick here. He's going to Chug.
They've had a lot of it, Longford, but just haven't put it on the scoreboard.
Ollie Chug goes in short. That's okay. And has found his man in Nimmo. Isaac Nimmo. This will be a tough kick from here, don't you worry. A nice day, still, sun out. It's probably really gettable, but from here, with that swirling breeze, is going to take a good kick. Nimmo sits it up really high. Doesn't even make the distance.
Ooh. Up
they go. And ball was forced through for a behind. So Longford moved to 3-7-25. South Launceston, I should say, 2-5-17. North Launceston, they'll play next year in the top tier competition.
They'd fancy themselves as playing on this day as well, I reckon, next year, wouldn't they?
Well, anything less than that would be a failure, you would think. Here's Sam Main and Bennett, who did pretty well. The ball was getting big on him, and he couldn't quite reel it in, and it goes out of bounds. What have we got? 20 minutes, a couple of minutes to go, yeah. Rob? It's half time.
It's tough too with that shower. Now that shower of rain's gone over. I mean, this ground's in terrific condition, but the ball skids. It doesn't stick to your hands. They're the things that make it tough.
True. 8 points the margin in favour of the Tigers. Lavelle to keep it in. Kruger was the interesting manoeuvre by Kruger.
Yeah, Bennett was it was like a mongoose and a cobra then, wasn't it? He was just ready to pounce on him.
Yeah. Tough day for the goal umpires today with that breeze. It's really picking up and going to the Invermay end. So we've got about a minute to go before half time. Sam Graham against Nason knocks it down. And that's where it'll stay.
I reckon if you're the South Launceston coach, you're going to be, well, you're not going to be happy, but you're going to be happy with the effort this quarter. I mean, you could probably say Longford should be 3-4 goals up. You go in and you're 8 points down, you'd be taking that every day of the week, wouldn't you?
Yep. Graham knocks it down. Tried to get through was Whitcomb, couldn't. Nason overruns it. Kennewell was in there. this is what it's developed into over the last 10 minutes or so. Stoppage after stoppage after stoppage. And I think this will be the half-time score. Not too much time to go before half-time. Graham knocked it down, only as far as Elmer. Oh, that's a nasty tackle, front-on tackle there. And some interesting work done by Ben Haywood, but there's the siren for half-time. And in a quarter where there was just one goal scored, and that was through Daniel Bennett, his second. And it is Longford 3-7-25, South Launceston 2-5-17. Goal kickers for Longford. Daniel Bennett has 2, and Sam Chugg with a lovely snap in that first quarter at the 21-minute mark. He popped one through. And for South Launceston, goalless for them in that term, just a 3 behinds. A goal to Elmer and Bennett, Will Bennett and Jake Elmer, the goal scorers there. So 2-4, in fact, that was the quarter time score, 2-4-16 to 2-2-14. And at halftime, Longford 3-7-25 to South Launceston 2-5-17. Rob Soward, your thoughts on a real struggle in that second term, wasn't it?
Yeah, certainly was a dour struggle. If I'm the South Launceston coach, I'm saying to them at half-time, they've thrown the kitchen sink at you. You know, we probably haven't played our best footy and we're down by 8 points, so that's the positive for South. For Longford, again, I guess, trying to keep the message positive, I'd be talking about, you know, how the fact that they're creating all these opportunities, that's the positive focus, but making sure they convert those opportunities is the key. And obviously the breeze now being a factor is going to be critical in this, and how the sides handle that.
Half-time in the Ntfa Premier Division Reserves Grand Final. It's Longford 3-7-25, South Launceston 2-5-17.
Harcourts, more than just real estate professionals.
It's a state of mind. Dreaming big, unearthing possibilities, identifying potential. We Tasmanians thrive on this. It's what makes us different. It's what drives us to succeed. Together, we can embrace the future. MCMF and us. A state of opportunity.
Imagine the possibility of selling beyond expectations. We're here to make that a reality. Harcourts, we make it possible.
Welcome back. Just about ready to go for the third quarter, the second half of this game. And it is an 8-point lead to Longford. This is the Ntfa Premier Division Reserves Grand Final, brought to you by Armstrong's Insurance Brokers, Jeremy Wilkinson Harcourts, LRFJ Bogue, Cleanaway and Murdoch Clark Mortgage Fund, MCMF. Just about to get proceedings underway. Just had a late entry onto the field.
Must have got his headgear, I reckon.
Yeah, I'd say so. So, Graham in the ruck against Hibbs. Centre clearance, nothing doing.
It's probably fair to say it hasn't reached great heights this game, Michael. It's been a real dour struggle, despite Longford having a fair bit of the play in that last quarter.
Sometimes you've just got to win ugly. And I reckon at this stage, whoever wins will have done that. Little kick forward, out into space. Rollins with the kick. It's okay. Mark taken there by Will Harper. Got a little nudge. No 50. So Harper, just a twirl of the footy and away he goes. The left boot. You can see that breeze just holding it up. No mark taken. Gatenby just got it out wide for a boundary throw in. No, the game hasn't really broken open yet, Rob, and would love to see it when it does, because it's just been one of those real struggles so far. That second term, just the one goal scored. Ball back in. Graham lays it down. Look at the Pearton, kicked off the ground. That was by Whitcomb, but Gatenby was right there. So Gatenby from half back. They'll want to get things moving. The kick was directed Pearton's way, but it's been fisted out.
I'm South Launceston. The other thing too, and I know that tagging is not always a thing in modern footy, but I'd be certainly putting some work into Daniel Bennett, Michael, because he's been a real dynamo for the Tigers. He's kicked 2 goals, but he's been in everything good that they've done. Been
very dangerous, no doubt about that. Comments from Rob Soward. Michael Maney with you on this live stream, Roundtable Studio, bringing you the pictures. Ben Donaldson on camera. High kick inside 50. That was by Dyer. Harper caught. No free kick. Here we go. Saddle up again, another stoppage. We're on world record pace today. Hibbs and Graham both got a piece of that. Nason couldn't get through, and the umpire said you dropped it. So Gatenby has been involved quite heavily in the last few exchanges, and he still wants to come out to this side, and he gets the same result. Now, if I was Longford, I'd be wanting to attack. I'd be wanting to try and reef that ball back into the centre of the ground and run the corridor and just score as many goals as we can, because you've got a breeze.
It's a fair breeze too. That windsock's doing a bit of work.
Ball flicks over the back. Homan. Just a massive players around this an NRL game at the minute.
I reckon that suits Longford too. I reckon those strong bodies they've got, they don't mind it being in tight.
And it might be against Hibbs. It'll go to Graham. A little bit of over-the-shoulder action. You go out wide again. This has been Longford's way, and getting back and taking the mark was Lachlan Rowlands. So from half back, with his man on the mark, Jacob Madden. That kick just fading away, and getting a fingernail on it was Ben Murfitt, the captain of Longford. And spending as much time in the arena as it is out of bounds at the minute.
And I think too, if you're South, you know, you've got a lot of positives to take out of this, in that you'd say, well, we haven't played our best footy, but we're only 8 points down. So plenty of upside for them, Michael.
Yeah, definitely. Here's Graham. Slammed the tackle by Harper. So it's a pretty tame start to the third term.
The arena bathed in sunshine.
Yes, that wind had just nicked off. Here's Pearton. Got it to Bennett. Oh, that's beautifully back to Chug. Now back to Pearton. Now Pearton goes in long, and the kick is terrific. Berry slung. Oh, Gray copped one on the way through, and he's been pinged for holding the ball. In fact, that was Bennett. A bit like Gray. But Bennett is the man who's been pinged, and Harris. Harper. Been okay for them, Harper. Been very serviceable. Drops it in short rollers, not 15. Told to play on. Squeezes the kick down. Will Bennett there. Flicks over the back. Whitcomb got it. Hibbs threw it on the boot. On a full burst was Nason, and anything left or right was going to trouble him.
as you quite rightly said, Harper's he's been good. He's going to have to lift again to another level. But I do wonder sometimes why they pick off those short kicks when they know they're not distant. So it makes no sense to me.
Nason did beautifully. They got it to Lowe. Lowe just jammed it on the boot and goals! Freakish goal from Lowe. With no time at all, he just threw it on the boot and it sailed through for a goal. So South get the first goal of the second half through Bailey Lowe. That was an opportunist goal.
And that's been the story of their day a bit, I think, too, Michael. I think, as we've said, they've sort of created opportunities and capitalised on them. We saw that particularly through the first couple of goals they scored in the agency of Jake Elmer and Will Bennett. But that was a really, really nice goal there. And game on at UTAS Stadium 6 minutes into the third quarter.
Certainly. Well, Longford have just mucking around on this side of the ground, whereas South Launceston get it inside 50 and score. Here's Hibbs with a nice torpedo in the end. Bennett can't take the mark. And we get a ball up.
Yeah, you don't see those out of the coach's manual these days. The torp, nice little spiral on that one.
Don't know whether he meant it or not, but it ended up that way. Hibbs reaches over the top. Graham. Shaw and Hibbs have him. So just outside forward 50 for South. Graham went a little bit early with the leap. Bennett, that's Daniel Bennett for Longford. Hibbs over the footy. Graham is opposite Ruckman. It's him in the Tiger Singh hold. Up it goes again. Graham tried to lay it down. And had his skipper in there, and Ben Murphy, but he couldn't get through. Stoppage after stoppage so far. No one can break it away. Quick hitter there by that man in Whitcomb, who's out wide. Murfitt threw it on the boot. And nicely done. The mark taken by Homan. Goes in short, but gee, it's a 50-50 ball. A lot of Tigers in that exchange. Nice ball here, sets up Peart, and that was well done by Ben Murfitt. Now the kick inside 50. Oh, mark. That's terrific. That's a great mark. Is that, just wait till he spins around. Is that Chugg? It is. It is the number 39, Oliver Chugg. Just read it better.
Yeah, he did. And that's probably the exception with the way they've used the ball recently. They've just been banging it along. That was a little bit more intentful, as it were.
To resurrect the 8-point margin. Chugg gets a good piece of it, draws it back. That's a good kick. Oliver Chugg gets his first. And Longford get goal number 4, 4-7-31. They lead by 8 points.
Yeah, that was better play and rewarded on that instance by a goal to Chugg. But as you beautifully called, Michael, with them, I guess, mucking around with the ball around the flanks, it was just sort of just kick and hope. And whereas, they've got to be more direct and intent, have more intent with what they're doing. South had picked off their couple of forward forays, but on that occasion, better use of the footy. Saw Chugg rewarded with a nice mark and goal.
Comments from Rob Soward, Michael Maney in commentary. Round table studio bringing you all the pictures here. Up it goes. Graham down. Murfitt. Bennett. Daniel Bennett. High up and under by Graham. Real floater. Taken away beautifully by South, and Lowe, who kicked their last goal, takes the mark and drills a wonderful kick. And Will Harper takes the mark right on the edge of 50. Harper, just a little twirl of the footy. Will he go in short? He goes out wide. Looking for Jonathan Lawrence. Can't quite get there. Well, he's been a bit quiet today, Lawrence. He might have spent a bit of time on the bench. 37 goals on the season. The number
we haven't
55.
seen a lot of him, have we?
No. The number 55 hasn't incited much. 8 points the margin. Longford lead. Hibbs at the front. Will just boot it out of there by Tom Dwyer. Rowlands was there. Bennett kicks it off the ground, and then I think The number 26 in Homan has kicked it out of bounds on the full. The Ben Chug just clears the pack and rolls out of play.
Yeah, so it's all square this quarter, but South certainly look like they've got a lot more intent about them, Michael, with how they're going about things.
Yes, no doubt about it. If they have a good third quarter and they can rattle home with the breeze in the last, that will be the plan. They just don't want to leak too many goals. Homan. Graham over the top, and the umpire hovers.
That might be the Longford problem in those early few minutes. It's pretty easy when you've got a strong wind behind you just to bang it long without any purpose.
Graham. Just a chaos kick inside 50. Almost a free kick there to Rowlands. Played for it, then got taken to ground. Another stoppage. And here we go. Nason just missed everything. Little kick off the ground. Here's an opportunity. Long shot. It's a good kick. It's working its way back. It's a goal. Hovington. Wonderful kick. Needed to draw it right to left and did it beautifully. And Hovington gets his first. And all of a sudden it's out to 14 points.
Yeah, and that's where that breeze, you know, you talked about it, Michael, about taking the opportunity of using it. And it's only going to get stronger today, I feel. And Longford on that occasion again, more direct and rewarded through effort through Hovington. So it's an interesting margin against the side. I think it'd be fair to say everyone would not argue South Launceston the dominant side in that reserves competition all year, only losing once.
Fourth grand final in a row for Longford. And, well, it's not over the line yet, but could have another bit of silverware in the can, but a long way to go in this game. Another stoppage in the centre of UTAS Stadium. Up it goes. Hibbs and Graham. Hibbs knocked it down. They're playing Nason as a permanent forward, I feel, and Hibbs going into the ruck. And
it's got a big mismatch on Dakin. So
they just need to get it to him in the air and see what he can do. Here's Harper. That kick is going to go to Hibbs. Beautifully done by Bennett to knock it away. Quick little jamming kick out of there by Whitcomb. Bodies flying around everywhere here. The umpire's seen a free kick. It's going to Longford. And it's going to the number 21 in Matt Beachy. Beachy goes out wide, kick off the side of the boot, and that sets up Rowlands, who didn't take the mark. I think the umpire might have paid a free for a bit of holding there. So he didn't complete the mark, Rob.
No, he didn't. But you're right. I think there was a bit of grabbing onto there. I was just watching that Dakin and Nason match up, and Dakin ran off him there to set himself up as the spare man.
Kicks to a pack. Nothing doing there. He's over the footy, and that is a free kick. And we'll go to Murfitt, who goes out wide and finds Kennewell. Now that's just Bulldogs territory there, and Whitcomb takes the mark. It's loose kicking. Whitcomb goes inside. Nason got himself to the front, couldn't take the mark. That's what they really want him to do. Ball flicked out the back. Elliott off the side of the boot. Will Bennett can't get through. Ball goes to the line.
And I watched Harper there in that last passage of play. Harper blocked Dakin getting a run at Nason. So if they can generate more of that, I mean, the size mismatch is going to deliver a few marks, you'd hope, Nason's way if you're a Bulldog supporter.
Yeah, it's just not getting him deep enough, and he's going to do the ruck work here in the forward 50. Squeezed out kick there by Lawrence, couldn't do much with it. Ball comes out and the mark taken by Chug. That's Ben Chug. Kicks to a one-on-one contest. Ball flicks over the back.
Ooh.
Nicely done, but it's going to come back in spades. That was Furley who got it away. Main knocks it away from Hodgetts. Hodgetts just got in front. Hovington. Main just continued to go. Hovington just trying to wheel it out and get it to Hodgetts. Ball locked in under there. Hodgetts still a chance. Umpire said play on. Kept in the contest, Hodgetts. Lyons. Rowlands just got it on his boot. Kicks to a pack. Will Bennett went a little bit early and gave away the free kick. And it'll go to Pearton. Is it number 28? Tom Dwyer, I should say. So Tom Dwyer. Goes inside, 50. That's a good kick. And the mark's been taken by Kennewell. He'll take his best kick from here.
It will. He's got that bruise behind him, which is good. But again, the momentum's changed a bit. I thought South come out and looked the better side in the first 7 or 8 minutes, but all Tigers.
Now he's given it back to Dwyer, and he goes long and goes straight. That is a wonderful kick by Dwyer. He kept in the contest, floated past for the handball. Kennewell was smart enough to give it to him, and a long-range kick takes the margin out to 20 points. By far the biggest margin in this game. In fact, it hasn't got into double figures, and Dwyer kicks a wonderful running goal.
Yeah, it was, and you sort of wonder too whether, I say a set play, but obviously Dwyer's got a really, really good leg, and maybe Kennewell wouldn't have got the trip, but they've certainly looked had a lot more purpose, Longford, the last 5 or 6 minutes, because as I said, South came out, and certainly looked good, kicked that good goal early on in the quarter, but it's been all the Tigers since then, Michael, and I wonder what South's answer has to be, because they've got to stem the bleeding.
Well, they just need the next one. Akers in the ruck, ball hits the deck. Quick little half-distance kick by Williams. Umpire's blown the whistle. Free kick goes to Longford, so everything running for them. Hovington, who's kicked a goal in this term, kicks it out wide. Who do you get a call from? Up goes Hodgetts. Couldn't take the mark. Who's going to do the crumbing? Little handball comes back to Chugg. Chugg's got to get the handball away. That was legal, said the umpire. No, illegal. The tackle by Lyons was good. Rewarded the tackler. A lot of that happening in the modern game now, that rule change, and we're seeing the tackler rewarded since the Damien Hardwick press conference, I think it might have been.
And I think they should be too. I like to see that's a big part of our game.
Murphy in there. Tries the pirouette. Akers, that was his target. Rowlands ran straight past it. Hodgetts has had a good quarter. Did a purple patch. He kicks forward. Ball flicks over the back. Here's an opportunity for Berry. Oh, the ball just bounced on its end. He couldn't get there. Stayed in the contest. Kicked it high. Bennett, is he smart enough to take this mark? Oh, he couldn't quite get there. Lyons with some good, solid defence. He kicks and finds low. Gee, South under the pump there. Longford on the cusp of kicking another goal. Harper in front. Gee, strong. He's getting it done for the Bulldogs. They'd love another goal here, the Bullies. He goes in short. That's just a little bit too far for Catterall. Now the handball comes back out. Little inside kick. Oh, just missed the target. Now taken by Gray. Dwyer, who kicked that wonderful goal a moment ago, will get it back. He run into some trouble, then quickly just threw it on the boot under pressure. And that was well done back there by Catterall to put the pressure on. And mark taken by Haywood. Bennett flies and almost takes the mark. Gee, good enough for me. Umpire said no. I thought he just had enough of it.
I was with you on that one, Michael. He certainly did enough in my view. But danger time here now with 2.5 minutes to go.
Whitcomb with the kick. High ball. No mark taken. Murfitt. Gee, Longford would love another one. 26 points would be really tough to come back from in the last quarter, considering you've only kicked 23 points up until right now. As you said, Rob, ticking into almost inside 2 minutes time to go in the third term. Akers. Shaw gets it out wide, low, he's in front, tried to mark it on his chest, probably should have tried to take it out in front, just ducks around. Gee, clever bit of football, just jammed it on the boot in the end. Here's Dakin. Dakin's got to be assured, got to push in the back, no free kick, did dive in on it. Murfitt lends assistance. and Elmer, who's really gone out of the game in the last quarter and a half.
He looked like a real danger man there early, didn't he? Kicked a good goal and was presenting himself.
Akers knocks it down to his teammate in Madden, who couldn't get free.
The Tigers won't want to concede one here. We've a minute and a half to go.
And the Bulldogs would love to get one. Oh, that's a free kick. Holding the ball, that is against Digby Bellchambers. Just tried to get through a little bit too far, and the big man in Kurt Hibbs got him. And he'll go back and shoot for goal. This is a super important kick.
Probably the most important kick of the game to this point, without us drawing too fine a point on it, Michael, because all of a sudden that lead becomes gettable with the breeze at your back in the last turn.
He's really got to punch this. That ball's been holding up in the breeze. Here's Hibbs. Got some elevation. It's a good kick, but it's away to the left. 19 points, the difference.
From a technical viewpoint, I just wonder why they teach them to run so close to the man on the mark. It's a very common thing, isn't it, in the modern game, and I reckon that hurt him there.
Yeah, well, you can easily, with the old stand rule, you can easily just, I don't know whether they play the stand rule here, but you can normally run past. Dakin's kick out wide might just be enough for the Tigers to hold on to this 19-point lead going into three-quarter time. Only about moments to go, but here's a chance for South. That little kick needed to hit a target. It didn't. Bennett couldn't collect it. And there's the siren for three-quarter time in the Ntfa Premier Division Reserves Grand Final of 2024. It is Longford 6 goals, 7-43. South Launceston 3-6-24 goals in this match. And we've got goals for Longford. We've got 2 to Daniel Bennett, and then singles to Oliver Chugg, Kobe Hovington and Tom Dwyer. And for South Launceston, Lowe, Elmer and Bennett are the goal scorers. And comments from Rob Soward, and got a bit of work to do, the Bulldogs. Yeah,
they have. The Tigers got hold of him that quarter after a promising South Launceston start. I'm not really sure what Mick Routledge is going to do here with South, because someone like Will Harper, who's being a really important player across half-back and through the middle, you know, you haven't got 3 of him to play, one in the middle, one at the back and one at the front. So they need some guys up forward to clunk some marks. That's obviously really important, and you'd want to see them get some dominance around the stoppage, which they're not having at the moment. Sam Graham has done a really, really good job for most of the game in the ruck for Longford. So they've got to roll the dice, Michael. They've got to roll the dice, South. They've got the wind. The wind's getting stronger. It's just a matter of using it properly.
Three-quarter time at UTAS Stadium, and it is Longford 6-7-43, leading South Launceston 3-6-24.
Harcourts, more than just real estate professionals.
It's a state of mind. Dreaming big, unearthing possibilities, identifying potential. We Tasmanians thrive on this. It's what makes us different. It's what drives us to succeed. Together, we can embrace the future. MCMF and us. A state of opportunity.
Imagine the possibility of selling beyond expectations. We're here to make that a reality. Harcourts, we make it possible.
Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. Well, thanks to Round Table Studios, it is three-quarter time at UTAS and 6-7-43 Longford. South Launceston 3-6-24. Michael Maney in commentary with Rob Soward. Rob, it's been, the game started to open up just a little bit in that term. We saw 3-1, and that was in favour of Longford, and they've put a bit of stretch, 19 points.
Yeah, they have, and some of South Launceston's better players have been well held, and that's been the difference. So you've got to roll the dice, as I said just before we closed off for three-quarter time, Michael. You're South. You've been training 9 months for today, so you've just got to roll the dice. Throw all caution to the wind, take advantage of the breeze, and give your best 22 minutes.
Here we go, back in the centre. First goal will be important. I tell you, if Longford get it, it's a long way back for South. Will Bennett goes out wide. Nicely done by Kennewell. High kick. Kicked off the ground by Will Bennett again. Hodgetts trapped it beautifully. Handball over the top. This might work into something if you're Longford. Trying to get it into the right hands. Handball comes over the top. Berry, bad bounce. Quick kick inside 50. Mark taken by Kennewell. Well, this would be a dagger if he can get it, but gee, that breeze, unless it's died down a little bit, it'd be a tough kick for the little man. Who's running past this time?
Well, you can see he's got someone there talking to him. A couple of guys talking to him, wanting the footy.
He was there again, was Tom Dwyer, hovering. Kennewell might just go into the pocket here. Plays on, gets some elevation. It's not going to get there. Up they fly. Mark taken. Wonderful job. That's Ollie Chugg. And the benefit here is that he is in the right side for a left footer if he can just run around and curl it back.
You reminded me of one of those American football coaches there where you call the play and that's what they do. He's gone to the pocket, as you've said, Michael, and Chugg's taken a great mark.
Well, this will be important, because if he snags this, it's going to be tough if you're a Bulldog. And got a good piece of it. He's kicked two. And he says to the crowd, I think whoever's there for South Launceston, you just need to mind your own business. We're on our way here. Chugg's got a couple. And all of a sudden, this lead's gone out to 25.
Michael Maney, the Nostradamus of commentators there. That was the Philly special right 32, 36-star Dolphin play that Longford have been working on all year. But no, great reward for effort and just the start they wanted. And they're making it very, very difficult for the Bulldogs now.
Yes, nice little goal from Chuggy's second. Up it goes. No one can get it out of there. Maybe they can. Right, beautifully done. Long kick inside 50. Gee, South need the next one. Need it badly. Handball comes back to Murfitt. Murfitt. Away over the top. Dakin can't get on the end of it.
They're well organised behind the footy. I mean, that was a real, precious situation. But they looked at ease, didn't they, moving it out of there, the Tigers?
Yeah, they did. So who can work some sort of magic in the pocket for South. Hibbs doing his best. And we see yet another stoppage. 3 minutes gone in the final term. Chugs pushed this lead out to 25 points. South desperate to pull one back.
They won't mind that, the Tigers. I mean, you know, the clock's their friend now, isn't it?
No doubt about that. Hibbs knocks it down. Running onto it is Bennett. Gets it high and gets it wide. It's behind. They sneak a point closer. 3-7-25. 7-7-49. 24 points. So Longford, what have they got left in the tank after that big game, as you said, Rob, last week? They're going to be running on top of the ground. The kick was a 50-50 at best. Nicely done by Ben Chug. Got it high, but taking the mark was Ben Haywood. Haywood gets on with it, then pulls the kick. Might work out okay. Well, a little handball flicks out. Here's an opportunity. Long kick, inside 50, no mark. Ball hits close to the line and stays there.
Yeah, that's going to be certainly in the back of their minds, I'm sure, Michael. I mean, they had South had the week off. Longford had that tough double overtime win against the Parrots. You know, at this stage, I haven't seen it take it out of them, but we've still got, what have we got, 18 minutes to play. So 18 minutes on this big ground in a grand final, that's a fair bit of time.
Would have done them good, Rob.
Yeah.
A lot of players around this. Longford, they just want stoppage after stoppage now.
Absolutely.
That's their game.
Could be a mental thing for them too, thinking, you know, look, we've overcome that last week, we can do anything. And it's certainly the case so far today.
Ball locked in there. Oh, that's a free kick. Looked a bit high to me. The umpire said, yep. That's going to William Elliott. Just a bit of a front on charge. And he's going to get the free kick.
Coming to a musical near you soon.
Billy Elliott. Wearing number 67.
Now this has become the most important kick today, Michael. I did say that up the other end previously.
Yeah, let's take it back to 3 goals. It's a tricky kick from here with the breeze. He needs to go left to right. Or right to left. Back to 23. You can't fluff your lines there. You need to make every opportunity you can. That was a kick from about 30 metres out. And should have nailed it. On the outer side. High kick by Williams of Longford. Trapped it. Bennett almost got caught. Flicked the handball out. Whitcomb can't get through. Elmer with a little handball away. Right, goes in hard. Put his head down and then he's given away a free kick for a trip.
That's unlucky. Good courage there, I thought.
Yeah. So Longford doing enough at the moment. Early days in the last quarter. The high kick. Hibbs got to the front, couldn't take the mark. They had a good battle in the ruck. Hibbs, Nason, Graham. Graham's been a one-man show in the ruck practically. Gee, almost a free kick. Hodgetts couldn't take it with him. Off the back, Nick Homan was the man who ran past the footy. Another ball up in the centre of Utahs.
He has been a one-man band in the ruck for a number of years. He's probably played about 10 million games for the Tigers. Akers has just given him a bit of a chop out today, but it's been the Sam Gray show.
It has been. Akers hasn't done too much in the ruck. High kick from Therese Williams. No one could take a mark. Homan in front, lost the run of it. Good tackle on Rowlands. And the umpire's going to ping him. Well, I thought that ball was trapped. He couldn't really do anything. So a long kick. Berry. Up it goes. No one can take the mark. Where are the Crummers? Good tackle. That's just almost the same, a carbon copy of the one previously, but no free kick.
It's great pressure there from the Bulldogs too. They were in all sorts there, but got themselves organised.
Chug in the ruck, hands and knees. Bennett tried to dribble it through, almost got through. Main had a bit of work to do, needs to keep paddling in front, tried to, fell over. Here's an opportunity for Sam Chug. Kick to the hot spot, ball thumped away. Harper tried to go on the left, got tackled. Was it a sling? No. So many things to think of, Rob, in this game.
Yeah, I want to just highlight that Jordan Furley effort with his goalkeeping. I mean, Manuel Neuer would have been proud of that. Pushed it out of the way.
High kick. It's coming around. It might have just got there, has it? The umpire says yes. It's a goal. Ben Murphy, the skipper, with a goal on the left boot. This is now a very tough task for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it is. And when you talk about great Longford names over the years, Michael Murphy's one of them. I'm pretty sure Greg is his dad, who was at one stage, I think, the game's record holder at Longford. And we'll have another little look at this. That's just a fantastic effort there, just clearing. Manuel Neuer couldn't do anything about that one. That's a beautiful effort there from Murphy. And she's a long road to hoe here now for the Bulldogs.
Yes, no question about that. It has got out to 29 points now. Bennett been busy all day. Handball looking for Gatenby. He couldn't get on the end of it. He's going to have to come with a rush if you're a Bulldog supporter. A little curler around the body is a behind. That was Josh Harris, who couldn't get the business done. But they need goals, not behinds. When they go inside 50, it's got to be maximum reward for effort. So here we go. Little short kick out to Bennett. Made good of it. Geez, very, very crafty Bennett. And speared the kick out wide to Williams. He's got it on his left boot. Just chips it out in front. That's nicely done. And Pearton takes the mark. Pearton on the wing. He's got Murphy running for him. He can't hook it in. Tried really hard. Kept it in front. Lost the run of it. Out they come. Nicely done there through Kruger. Shaw fell over. Handball over the top. Here's another opportunity for Longford to go inside 50. Bouncing ball. Chug just gave it off. Left foot kick is okay by Berry. And the mark taken. Is it? Yes, it is. Oh, nearly 50. And he might have got a little bit of cramp in there, Jake Murphy. There's Murphys everywhere. And he's going to have to kick this from 40 metres with a bung leg. And there's our man on the run. Long kick by Tom Dwyer. Doesn't get maximum. Oh, wonderful mark. He hooked it in beautifully, did Daniel Berry. And you said that, I think this was the man you said played for Western Storm in the TSL going back a few years ago.
No, that was Mitch Hodges.
Oh, was that Mitch Hodges? So I thought you were talking about this man. But
no, Daniel's a Longford boy through and through. Anthony Berry played a stack of his dad. Played a stack there too.
Well, here he is from, well, let's face it, row 16.
The Michael Maney pocket.
Well, if he kicks this, I'll anoint him. He's just missed. A little bit narrow. Too far away, though. And that scoreline blows out 8-8-56 to 3-9-27. Main says, I'm up the guts. There he goes. Straight up the middle of the ground, but it's going to come back in spades. Long kick inside 50. Chugs at the front. Can't take the mark. Little snap. He's just away too far, and that was Kennewell. Well, Longford going like winners here. South can't get their hands on the footy at the moment.
And what's blown me away, Michael, is that the wind's no advantage in this last term. And South, the fresher side, they're looking really tired and leg heavy. Longford's full of running.
29 points the difference. Nason, one grab, couldn't get the second. Handball over the top. Nason's got it again. Nason back with a big tackle, and he'll be... No, it's against him. Too high. And it'll go to Longford. Hovington, little short kick. Good mark. And/or free kick. It was really high. And here's another chance for the Tigers through... Is this Ollie Chug again?
Yeah.
Ollie Chugg kicked the early goal, the 2-minute mark. This would be something else if he can get this. Going to take his best kick. Ollie Chugg. Crowd hushed. Chugg runs off his line. Gets a good piece of it, but he's not going to quite get there. And the ball's thumped through. No, it's not. It's thumped out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Longford's just not let South play their game today. I mean, the pressure around the footy, they've just shut down their prime movers. It's been a well-orchestrated game plan, I think, by Longford. And on the converse of that, I think South would be disappointed with how Longford's made them play.
Quick little snap out of there by Chugg. He's got a goal. Ollie Chugg. What a will-o'-the-wisp, as they say. 3 goals to Ollie Chugg now, and surely the Tigers are home.
Yeah, it's you sort of look at that and you say, well, you've kicked 3 goals in 3 quarters and 14 minutes, and you've got to find 6 goals in 8 minutes. That's probably not going to happen. So great play and pressure from Longford. They've just got better as the game's gone on, Michael.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Rob. They've been very, very good. 9-8-62 to 3-9-27. South Launceston, 12 scoring shots, but 3-9. That's hurt them. Akers in the ruck, giving Graham a spell. Whitcomb kicks inside 50, doesn't flick over the back. Elmer just threw it on the boot really quickly, and it's a behind. 3-10.
Yeah, you think back to that. Remember when Elmer missed that very makeable shot? I think it was in the second term, and we talked about it might come back to haunt them. Well, it's not going to turn the game around, but it could have stemmed that momentum at the time. Yep. You've just got to take your chances in grand finals.
You do, as the sun shines through. Long kick. Akers in the top. Gray. Half distance one to Chugg. Got it out wide. Well, that's not his best work. And he's popped that out of bounds on the full as Murphy.
Michael Routley just taking he's got himself a stat, the coach. He's taken a nice mark there for South.
He might have done with him out on the actual ground. Kicks long. Up they fly. No one can take the mark. Chugg got it to Murphy. Kennewell just kept it in front of him. Got away from Homan. Did beautifully. Just gained his side about 45 metres there, and Hibbs can't keep it in under pressure from Ollie Chugg. And then Hibbs throws the ball, hits Chugg in the head, and says, that's a free kick.
Silly. Daly Cherry Evans wouldn't have minded that kick either.
Well, he's got blood streaming from his nose. The Chugg kick. Opportunity for Longford, and it just falls in the lap of Daniel Berry. And here could be another dagger as we see this from Hibbs. That's not on. Right in the beak.
Unnecessary.
And this is Daniel Berry. Well, he hasn't kicked a goal today, but he's been handy for them up forward.
I'm looking forward for his celebration when he kicks it, because he's going to give it to the crowd, I reckon.
I reckon he's got about 20, kick from about 20 metres. He stabs at it and misses. And there's a tennis ball on the ground. I don't know what's going on there. Someone's thrown a ball onto the ground. But it's 35 points, the difference. That's a bad miss from Berry from there. Ball out wide to the outer side. Low, just spun out of the tackle. Kicks high. And Dakin has been good. Rock solid back there. Now to Gray. So they can just soak a little bit of time up here, Longford. They can milk a bit off the clock, Akers. Out wide. They'll swing it back in to Gray. So they manoeuvred 30-odd seconds off the clock here, just with a little bit of kick to kick. Out it goes to Bennett, who's been everywhere. 4 good quarters from Bennett. High kick. Mark taken. by Rowlands. Kicks inside 50. Umpire's whistle has gone. Free kick, and it's going back to Jonathan Lawrence, who's about 49 from goal. Kicks it long, hoping for a mark. Ball just spilled to the line. That Longford defence has been resolute, Rob.
Yeah, they have, Michael. They've set up really, really well. But South's, forward entries, I don't think have been real flashy either. But Longford just solid across the back to restrict it to 3 goals in 4 quarters of footy is a terrific effort.
From the boundary throw-in, nothing happening there. Time ticking away. We're at 18 and a half, a bit past 18 and a half. Gone in the final quarter. 35 points the margin. Bennett feeds it out to Dwyer. Shipping ball. Hodgetts. Did he complete it in the field of play? Well, the field umpire's waiting for the boundary umpire to blow his whistle, and now they're going to confer and have a bit of a chat. Hodgetts is saying, it's my ball. The umpire's going to the other boundary umpire. Another conversation. And the mark will stand.
After all that.
Oh, well, they've got to get it right. Let's have a look at it here. 50-50. Yeah, I think he controlled it. Could be an argument that he didn't. Nason takes the mark in the middle of that pack. We haven't got enough out of the big man today. Runs off his line, gets caught, then spits it out the side. Nicely done to Connor Smith. Smith kicks long. No one can take a mark. Harris dodges a couple. Get it back to Nason. Oh, nice step by Nason. He kicks high. It's coming round. It's a good-looking kick. It's not going to make the distance. Lawrence is there. What can he do? He gets tackled by Murfitt. Low. And maybe it's a free kick against Lawrence, and it's going to Murfitt. The skipper got a bit of a hobble up there. And the master of coming past for the handball is your man, Tom Dwyer. And it'll be a stoppage. 20 minutes gone in the final quarter. This will be a Longford premiership for sure.
If you're sitting out at Longford watching this on the live stream, now's the time to pop that champagne cork because they're home.
Yep, they're not getting done from here. Here's Lowe, get at the Lions. Lions with a nice little snap, but not nice enough. Through for a behind.
It's been the tale of their day, the Dogs in it, just kicking under pressure like that. And that probably is reflected in the scoreline.
14 shots to 18. If you take it as all of those being shots and not rush behind, but here's Dwyer. Hoists it high. Hodgetts in front, takes the mark. Yeah, been impressed with his game. Whenever he's been near the footy, he's generally got it. Got it to Gray. They don't really have to do too much. The mark taken by Therese Williams has a bit of a chuckle and a stagger, and then he'll go back. Go back to Hodgetts. And Hodgetts goes to Williams. And nothing that South Launceston can do. They know that the end is nigh, as they say. So Williams just goes with an up and under. Turned around the corner by Catterall. Inside 50 they go. Could there be one last gasp? Here's Bennett. Untangles himself, but the siren goes. And it is victory to Longford in the Ntfa Premier Division Reserves Grand Final of 2024. They win the match 3-11. 29 to South Launceston, 9-9-63 Longford. So a victory to the Tigers. And they did it beautifully, Rob Soward.
Yeah, they did. They just didn't let South Launceston play their game, Michael. I mean, as we've said all along, South the better side through the year, but it all comes down to today. Longford had a well-orchestrated game plan. They took their opportunities. They're hard and physical, and again, probably the big surprise for me, I was worried about what last week would have taken out of them. They finished the game full of running. They'd played another 2 quarters, they would have won by 60. They just looked a lot better. For South Launceston, they'd be hugely disappointed. As I said, the best side all year didn't take their chances today, but bad kicking's bad football, as they say, and whilst there certainly has been a difference and a gap between the sides today, all of a sudden, if they took those opportunities when they're there, they generate that scoreboard pressure. Full credit to Longford, though, Michael. Their game plan today was the one that delivered them another Premiership Cup.
Coach Dylan Headland would be pleased with the way things went for the majority of that game. It was at quarter time, it was a 2-point lead to Longford. It was an 8-point lead at half time. Then going into three-quarter time, it was a 19-point margin in favour of the Tigers. They extended that out to 34 points in the end. Goal kickers for the winners. Oliver Chugg kicked 3 in a good effort. A couple of last quarter goals were terrific, really, to put the icing on the cake. 2 goals to Bennett, that's Daniel Bennett, and then singles to Ben Murfitt, Tom Dwyer, Kobe Hovington and Sam Chugg. And for the Bulldogs, South Launceston, goals to Bailey Lowe, Jake Elmer and Will Bennett. Bennett and Elmer really threatened early in the piece. We thought they were going to play a major part in this, in a victory possibly to South Launceston, but credit to the defence of Longford. They were team defence today. They really did snuff out any chance that South could get any sort of linkage going inside 50. Yeah,
absolutely. They had a real steel curtain across the back. They just couldn't get through it, the Bulldogs. And it's interesting that you reflect back on that first quarter, Michael, because they look really dangerous. South didn't they? They had those couple of quick out-the-back goals, and we talked at quarter time. Longford had to tighten that defence up. Tighten it up they did. They conceded one more goal for another 3 quarters of football. So full power to them. And that's what wins grand finals, isn't it? That ability to adjust and, modify your game plan to deal with what's hurting you.
Sometimes the break just doesn't do you the best of good, does it?
No.
And, of course, South winning the second semi, beating Bridgenorth, and then had to come through the hard way. And then Longford had to just keep on winning through the final series, and they get to the grand final and they take the chocolates.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting, too, with the game coming up that you and Rick and Darren are calling, just what the senior side will take out of that. I mean, different teams, different kettle of fish. I think the South senior side again has been the dominant side all year, but this win by the Longford reserves will certainly give some impetus to their senior counterparts and some inspiration to cause an upset perhaps.
We're about to go down to the presentations, just mustering down there. South Launceston are in a huddle. Longford getting really close to the podium. Well, thanks to our sponsors, Armstrong's Insurance Brokers, Jeremy Wilkinson Harcourts, LRF, J Bogue, Cleanaway and Murdoch Clark Mortgage Fund, MCMF. We thank our sponsors for all that they do for Ntfa football. It is not a competition without sponsors, and once again we thank them very much. As things start to wind up, we're about to go out to the centre for the presentations to Longford, coached by Dylan Headland, and a wonderful effort, and because Dylan will form part of the senior team for Longford for the next game. He's probably doing a little bit of a warm-up here. The assistant coach will probably come up and say a few words, but it's pretty important that he gets himself prepared for the big one that he's going to play in coming up very soon. So what a win. As I said, it was a 2-point lead to Longford at quarter time, an 8-point lead at half time, extended to 19, and then almost doubled into a 34-point victory for the Tigers. The main goal kicker on the ground was Oliver Chugg. He booted 3. Daniel Bennett got a couple singles to Sam Chugg, Kobe Hovington, Tom Dwyer and Ben Murfitt, who kicked a lovely goal. The skipper going down into the forward line after he'd been resolute in defence. So a nice bit of reward for him. So we'll just wait here, Rob, and wait with interest to see the celebrations of Longford.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting too. I mean, Longford's just had, they must be having nightmares about them, the Bulldogs, with these grand finals. I think this is the 4th in a row.
Yeah.
And a couple of them, you'd probably say Longford were the favourites, certainly not today. And I remember a game we did 2 years ago, same result, South were probably the pick. And the Country Tigers got it done.
Yes, it was a great effort. The senior game coming up in the Premier Division. Well, we're just about ready to go down on the ground. And here's the presentation.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now get on with the proceedings for the presentations. I'd like to call on a representative of the umpires to come forward, and Jenny Jones, Ntfa board member, to present the umpire medals. Come up, come up. Thank you for the umpires for their performance today. I'd now like to call on the South Launceston coach, Michael Routledge, to say a few words.
Firstly, well done, guys. I come out and watched last week, and they were probably some of the most horrible conditions I've ever seen. And to back up the way you did today and smashed us at our own game on a bigger ground, so well done. And I think you're 4 in a row now, which is absolutely incredible. So well done. Should be extremely proud of your season. And we love playing against you guys, no matter what the outcome. So thank you. Well done. We're fortunate enough to have an incredible footy club that'll get around us tonight and over the next few days. We've had a fantastic year, guys, but there's nothing that anyone can say. We've turned up and we didn't get it done today. So let's have a talk about it over the next couple of days. But thanks everyone at the footy club for your support. Thank you.
I'd now like to call on Jenny Jones, Ntfa board member, to present the Graham Kahn Medal for Best on Ground. Graham Kahn was a life member of the Ntfa who passed away during this season. The winner of the Graham Kahn Medal for Longford, number 27, Daniel Bennett. I'd now like to call on Ntfa board member David Gibson to present the player medals. Number 1, Sam Gray. Number 3, Ty Kennywell. Number 4, Ben Chugg. Number 6, Jai Lavelle. Number 7, Jake Murfitt. Number 9, Tyrese Williams. Number 11, Sam Graham. Number 21, Matthew Beachy. Number 22, Charlie Bull. Number 24, Jacob Madden. Number 27, Daniel Bennett. Number 28, Thomas Dwyer. Number 32, Aaron Dakin. Number 39, Oliver Chugg. Number 40, Daniel Berry. Number 41, Luke Pearton. Number 42, Tom Gatenby. Number 43, Isaac Nimmo. Number 44, Kobe Hovington. Number 45, Mitch Hodgetts. Number 46, Digby Bellchambers. Number 48, Callum Ackers. Number 50, Sam Chugg. Number 26, and the captain of Longford, Benjamin Murfitt. I'd now like to call on the coach, Dylan Headland, to say a few words.
First and foremost, thank you to South Launceston. It's probably one of the fiercest rivals we've had. It's been 4 years running now. We meet you here every day for the last 4 years, and it's a full credit to your system. What you're doing at your club, it's fantastic. I look at the first time we played you 4 years ago and look at the team now. You've gone through a mountain of change, and to still stay where you are, you know, top of the ladder of the season, it's a credit to you and credit to your coaches and your club as a whole. So obviously unlucky today, but be very pleased with what you've done for the season. It's really hard to be as good as you have been for so long throughout a full season, so well done. To our boys, we've had some moments this year where after such a long time winning flags, it's hard to be motivated, and I've questioned your motivations, your beliefs and how bad you really wanted it. And I think today, to your full credit, you absolutely proved me wrong. So I couldn't be prouder as a coach. You saved the best game to last, and I'm just so blessed to be a part of such an awesome club and to be the face of such an awesome group. So thank you so much and well done today.
I'd now like to call on the Ntfa President, Damien Rind, to present the Premiership flag to the President of Longford Football Club, Rob Moore. I'd now like to call on the Longford legend, Scott Bresendale, to present the Premiership Cup.